tell you that I love you 100 times a day. You'll get tired of my voice, that's how much I'm gonna tell you that I miss you.
Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're going to be sharing with you one of the best tech solutions that we have on the channel that we've been reviewing for over a month now. Now, you all know that we have 4 Pomeranians. We have a really busy house, and you can imagine the traffic that's going, especially with our little ones, in and out of the home. So today we're going to take a look at a vacuum robot that is packed with tech, but it's more than a vac. It is a vacuum that not only mops your home, but it scrubs your floors too. We're talking about the ECOVACS X1 Omni. This is a vac like no other, and you're gonna have to watch this video. Now, one of the things that has us super excited about the X1 Omni is that it not only vacuums, not only does it scrub and mop, but it's self-emptying. We're talking self-emptying in every single way. It refills itself with water. It empties out the dustbin automatically. This is a worry-free, fully automated, self-cleaning machine. So, in this video, we're going to take a look at all the features. We're actually going to take a look at the specs. We're going to see it in action, and you're going to see how it navigates our kitchen area with all our dog pet bowls, right? Which is something that we don't want to pick up. So, first, let's start talking about the specs. Now, again, I mentioned this is a vacuum robot that also has a scrubbing mop combo. So, most robots have the vacuum capability. Most of them have a mopping cloth that they just pretty much rub on the floor. It's basically a microfiber towel, but this one has rotating mop heads that as it's going on your floor, the front bristles are sucking up any kind of debris, little bits of dog food, or any other things, sucking that up, and then as it cleans the floor, it is mopping and watering the floor as it's doing the clean. So it does it both at the same time. Now the cool thing about this is that it has a self-emptying station, and this self-emptying station does more than just pick up the dust that's inside of the robot itself, but it self-waters the tank. So as you know, most of these robots have a little tank reservoir that you fill it up with some water, and then it goes and does its thing, right? Well, this one goes to the station, fills up the tank for you, check it out, fills it up for you, and then it goes and continues to clean. That's what it does. Oh, and by the way, when it goes back, it cleans the head again so that if there's any dirt on the floor that it picked up, it's going to go ahead and wash itself before it goes out. Now, it's going to be able to store in its dust bin, right, the bag where it picks up all your dust and dirt, 60 days worth of debris. It has super duper suction. We're talking about 5,000 PA suction. And then the tank has a 4-liter clear water tank that as it goes back to the station, it refills itself, and then it's going to basically clean the mop heads, and you have a dirty water tank as well. So you're always going to have a clean floor. And I have to tell you, in our experience, spotless floors, and we have hardwood floors and tile combo, and we see no issues when it comes to spot. Now, the one other thing that we love about this thing, and they've really thought about everything, is that it has a auto hot cleaning solution. So what it does is the auto hot dry pads, basically what it does is when your pads go back or when it goes back into the station, it dries the pads, which is super duper convenient because over time, what ends up happening is they become smelly, especially when they get wet. So when it goes back into the station, it's done with the cleaning cycle, it's going to clean them off, and then it's going to dry them, but it's going to heat dry them off, which is also a game changer. Now, the other thing about this is that it has one of the fastest floor layout technologies that I've seen. But I would say the mapping technology is not limited to the standard maps where you see basically these boxes, right? It's also 3D. So it goes through and it basically creates a 3D render of your home. It identifies furniture, chairs, all the things that you have in that area. And what you can do is you can add your own furniture as well if you want to create kind of a very complex map. So that is also super cool, and it's using this brand new True Detect technology that this AI is basically going to identify, pets, people, cables, sneakers. We don't have to clean the house before the robot does. So literally, you're going to see we leave our dog pet bowls and it navigates and it has no problem. So that's really cool because you don't have to pick up your home before the robot starts doing its thing. Now, it also detects if you have a multi-surface home, let's say for example hardwood floor, tile, and carpet, it's going to detect and it's going to adjust itself. So it will automatically do that as well. It has multi-floor mapping, right? And you can also personalize how you want this cleaning. Now, As it's doing the cleaning, it also has a 3-level filter, right? So you don't have to worry about, as it sucks things up, it's shooting it out into the air. That's not going to happen. Now, if you thought all that was cool, there's even more. A couple more things. First of all, this thing also has video and audio capabilities. So it sees, right? And not only does it see, but you on your phone can see what it sees. And so let's say you're away from home and you want to check on your pets. You can actually have the robot go around to see what the dogs are up to or your cats. And you can actually talk through it as well. Now, it is also voice activated. So you don't need your phone. You don't have to press a button. You can actually speak to it and tell it to start cleaning. I'm telling you, this is one of the coolest things that we've had in our home, and we have reviewed other vacuum mop combos, and this one is by far the best. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a close look. We're going to see how this works. We're also going to take a look at the app, because the app has some cool features, and then we'll see why you'll want to pick this one up, because I'm telling you, if I could have two, I'd have two. If I could have three, I'd have three. I'd have one on every floor of my home. It's that good. All right, so as you can see here, the docking station for this robot is larger than most, and that's because there's a lot of stuff going on here. First of all, you do have some controls here at the very top that you're going to see in a couple seconds. They're going to allow you to control a lot of the activity that's going on in the robot as well. But this basically has 2 tanks that you're going to see in a second. You have a tank here and a tank here, your dirty water and your clean water. And then right here, you also then have an area that's going to have the bag as it's picking up the debris. You'll notice also that the robot is kind of backwards, right? So the bristles are facing forward, and you can see the actual camera right in the front, and that's because the actual pads that it uses to scrub the floor have to go in and then basically clean themselves, and then this one also does that heating that dries off those pads so you don't have any smelly pads. Now, as we take a closer look at the robot, a couple things that you'll notice. In the front, you have all these optics right here that are going to allow you to capture video and actually helps it see, and it's also part of the scanning as well as you see up here. You have your power button. We'll go ahead and remove this cover here. You basically have your dirt bin right here, but remember, it's going to get sucked in as soon as it goes in. And it also has a built-in water tank, so every single time it comes back in, it's going to refill the water tank, which means that it's going to spend less time coming back and forth to the station. So some of the traditional robots, you just fill in the water and then it just goes and does its business. Well, this guy fills it by itself, goes out, cleans. When it detects that the actual pads are dirty, it basically comes back, cleans itself, fills the tank again, and then it goes out. So it's really, really self-sufficient that way. And again, because of the bristles that it has in the front, it's going to be vacuuming first and then mopping second. Now we'll flip over the robot so you can see everything that's going on down here. So here are your pads, and they're clean.
Off the floor. Please put me back.
And the robot is on and is saying that it's off the floor to put it back. You'll notice at the bottom it has the bristles, and it has some really nice rubberized wheels. They're going to keep a lot of traction. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in the station so we can see how it works. Now, before we actually launch the robot, I wanted to show you the container here. So you have a lot of instructions that tell you everything about this. And again, this is app controlled. As I bring this up, you'll see that this is your clean water container. And then over here, you'll see this. This is our dirty one. And you can see it's been doing a really great job. It's actually dirty. So we've emptied this out. So every single time it comes back, it's going to fill itself up. And then it's going to also, as it's cleaning the pads that are dirty, it's basically going to be depositing the dirty water here as it's rinsing. As we pull this out, you notice that you do have here some extra pads. You also have a cleaning brush here as well. And then you can just put this back in place. Then you just close it up. And then here you have a series of controls where you can actually recall the robot, have it play, pause, and you can control things. I prefer using my voice. Now, another secret compartment is found right here. If you push this right here, this opens up, and then this is where the dustbin is going to be. So this is going to hold up to 60 days worth of debris. Now let me show you how easy it is to work. Okay, Kiko.
I'm here.
What's your status?
I'm on standby.
I can ask it other things like, okay, Kiko.
I'm here.
What are you doing?
Standby.
So you don't have to use kind of like just the commands. I've noticed that there's some things that you can get away with. Let's go ahead and have it start cleaning. Okay, Kiko.
I'm here.
Start cleaning.
Okay, start cleaning. Please make sure there is sufficient water.
And you can see our dog finds it pretty interesting because it's talking. So pull back so you can see what's going to happen in a second. And it's relatively quiet. It's not terribly loud. It does make some sound because right now what you see happening, or what it's doing, is it's actually filling the water container, and then it's also cleaning the brushes, or the pads. And as you can see, we have hardwood floors. The hardwood floors are not spotted. They're clean. There's been no damage done, and I have a combination of hardwood and also tile. Now keep in mind, I could use the app to control this, but I just wanted to show you the voice commands because it works really well. Now the first thing it's going to do is, once you start the command to clean, either verbally or pressing the button, it's going to start cleaning the pads. It's going to fill itself with water, and that's what you hear right now. Now the robot is pausing, possibly because I'm right in front of it. So what I'm going to do is just going to pull back a little bit to just make sure it can go on its own. So you can see how the bristles in front are cleaning, and you can see how the back is scrubbing, cleaning everything up. And the pads in the back are actual Velcroed on. So it does come with that extra pair that you can use that's going to allow you to have some cleaning, maybe do a deep clean, put it in your washer and dryer just to clean up after regular use. And then you can always connect the next one for the next cleaning. Now to take a look at the floor, this is the dry area of the floor, and then you can see the area there where it's actually wiping things down. So it does a nice job. So you can see the difference there. It doesn't put enough liquid to actually make a puddle, but just enough so that it can scrub things up. Now this robot does a really nice job of cleaning, as you can see, and it's right now working the edges really nicely. It's not so much bumping into them, but it's just, again, riding that edge really good, and it's making sure that not only is it mopping, but it's, again, vacuuming at the same time. Now as you see it go through, you can see how close it's getting to the edges, which is important. How even that cleaning solution is being laid down. We just have some clear water with some light detergent that my wife likes. It's not even detergent, but it has a nice smell to it. Now you'll notice right here, here's our transition from wood to tile, and you'll notice how it just continues to hug the wall, making sure it's getting everything nice and clean. And it'll work its way to where our dogs are. You've already seen one of our palms showing up right there as that little guy's cleaning. Now we like leaving our bowls out, so the dogs have been eating, but you'll notice that it does a decent job of navigating and seeing that there are bowls there. See, it's observing everything that's there. It's not quite bumping into them, which is nice because I don't have to worry about dog food or water being dropped everywhere. Really, really cool. Now, if we were doing a deep cleaning, obviously we'd take out the bowls. But again, what we do is just let them be in place. Now, as the robot is in our kitchen cleaning, let's check and see what it can see. So as you can see here, here is the actual view from the robot as it's going through our kitchen. Pretty cool, right? As it's going through, and you can see how it's covering all these spaces and it's just navigating the actual kitchen. And you can see our dogs over there as it's going around. So this is going to give you the ability to do several things. Not only will you be able to see what the robot is doing, but you also have the ability to communicate with anyone that's in the room by using your voice. Now, we went into the video manager mode, and as you can see here, there's a couple things that have changed. First of all, you see on the upper left-hand corner, you can actually see kind of like the map itself and everything that it's doing. Right now, you'll notice there's a status on the very top of the screen where it's saying that it went back to the navigation station or the docking station to clean up. So you can see now on screen how it's, isn't that cool? How it's actually filling up the tank and it's cleaning itself and getting ready to go out one more time. So again, really cool. We're going to let it go through this cycle, and then we'll talk about some of the other controls as it's doing this. So if we look over on the right side, you can see there's a home patrol option, which means that you could just have the robot go around if you want to see what's going on. You then also have a voice call, return to station. You can take a picture. You can take a recording. It has a lot of different modes. It's almost like this robot has a sentry mode in addition to just washing and cleaning your floor. So who would have thought? So vacuum, mopping device, and also sentry mode with recording. And also, as you can see right here, you could actually have voice calls. So if you ever want to say hello to your pets, if you have birds, dogs, cats, hey, sometimes you want to talk to your kids too. All you got to do is hit that button and have a conversation. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you was the actual app itself. And as we take a look at the app here, you're going to see that it's it's pretty much what you would expect from a robot vac solution that has a mapping software like this. So as you can see here, it basically has a layout of my home, and it picks up the home really quick. So the LiDAR technology and then also the visual technology that it has picks up the layout of your house very, very fast. And what you're seeing is it's identified certain places. I have a multi-level home, so we have our entryways on level 1, and so are most of the I would say the living space, but then our kitchen is on a different level. So what you see here is our kitchen area, formal living room, and then also our where we sit down to eat in the kitchen as well. And you can see how the robot's going around different areas. Now, a couple things that you could do, and I just want to show you this tech for a second. We're going to go into the 3D area, and it's basically going to ask if we want to go ahead and participate in this improvement program. Let's go ahead back in. And I want to show you the 3D mapping technology that's going on. Now, this is it's accurate, and there's more things that you can do. And you can see here that this is how it sees the area that it's working on. And it's I'm going to tell you, once you see this in action, it is very accurate. So here, for example, we have where the robot is, and we have a kitchen, or this is our formal dining room, and there's a dining room table there. So it actually sees the table right there, and you can see it. And then what it has is an area that basically goes, this is kind of like our stairs that are leading to our next floor, but then we have like the area that goes into our kitchen. So it's been able to map this nicely. Now, there's no real this furniture. We've moved things around and we've changed things as I've been testing this, so it wasn't able to detect my kitchen or my or some of the other furniture that we have here. But what I could do is I can actually put furniture in its place if I wanted to. But for me, this is good enough. So this is the kind of mapping that it's done to kind of see my overall layout as it's navigating. Now, since I've had the robot on multiple floors in my home, one of the things that we'll highlight here is that you do have the ability to turn on, either have it do auto or area, and it's actually labeling different parts of our home. And I've had it on 2 of the floors. One area I tested was on our hardwood floor. So we have one area that's just all hardwood, the majority, and it has a portion of it, like the walkway, as soon as you walk into the house, that is tile. But I wanted to see if there was any spots and how it did actually cleaning things. And I can tell you no spots, and you really can't tell that it was that a robot did the cleaning, so which is something that we really like. So as you can see here, here's kind of like it kind of detailing or breaking down certain areas of the room, and you can see where the robot is. You could go with the auto mode. You could go also with custom, and custom is where you can actually block things out, where you can basically highlight specific areas that are no-go zones. So for example, we have what they call the wee-wee pads. You may want to block out the area where you have a wee-wee pad because you may not want the robot to get over there and get caught up on that. So again, that's something that you could do, and you have the ability to do that as well in the system. Now, you also have some control options that you can work with, or at least some status options. If you go into docked, you can see your clean water tank, your dirty water tank, and the levels of it. You could also do mop cleaning, empty the DOS span, or you could go into the hot air drying. It does this automatically, but if you just wanted for it to start because you did a shorter cycle, you could go ahead and play with that as well. Now, you do have map management, and in this area what you can do is you can have your different rooms. So for example, this is the kitchen area, the one that's in use, and you can notice that it maps in use. And then I have my first floor, and it literally does a quick scan, and then once it does the first quick scan and it's just navigating your house, checking things out, it goes across and it does its business on the next cleaning. Now, I will say with this is that it is very accurate, and I've seen a couple updates since we've been testing it, and it's just been getting better and better. But again, we leave everything on the floor. We don't pick up after it. We don't pick up our gym shoes, and we have cables, and we let it try to navigate around. And it's been doing relatively well, better than most when it comes to especially cables, which is a hard thing to do. But I would still, on the safe side, I recommend if you have like a charging cable that's kind of just loose on the floor, I just roll it up. So that's something I would still do. Here you see kind of like the layouts and everything that you can see from the robot. Again, it's not giving you the 3D view, it's just giving you the flat view, but you would see the 3D view in that other screen. Now, in the map area here, you have other convenient options where you can actually, do things with the layout, name an area, change a color. You can set cleaning preferences and also cleaning sequences so that you can have certain areas clean. So for example, I may just want every area except the dog's area cleaned, right? And what we end up doing is there are times that we lift the chairs and we do deep cleaning, and then during the week we have the robot cleaning almost on a daily basis, but we have it doing it around the chairs, and we don't really pick up the chairs, so we don't lift them on top, so we let it just navigate around. So this is an area where you can actually personalize how you want to see that experience. Now, another area of interest that I'll take you to is going to be this area here, and this is going to give you information about your accessories, the life of the accessories, smart cleaning modes, do not disturb periods that you can see there. Again, a lot of flexibility. So this is the existing ECOVACS app, and basically they've just enhanced it to be able to support the new vac mop combo. Now, another cool thing that you have in the app is a cleaning log. So we're going to go in here so you can see we've actually cleaned 4,981 square feet. We've done 15 cleanings, 9 hours and 45 minutes worth of cleaning that the robot has done on its own. That's 9 hours that you're not mopping or sweeping the floor. Big deal here. And you can see how long it's taken. 376 feet, it's basically taken 49 minutes. 355 feet, 45 minutes. And when you start looking at the different times, you have to understand that it could be navigating different things because we're not picking things up. So it has to be smarter as it's going along. So each one of these durations varies because of the obstacles that it can find and the navigation it needs to do. Now, the last thing I'm going to share with you is the smart cleaning area. Here you can set up your drying times. You can determine, the cleaning intervals, right? You could also set things to auto empty if you want it or not. Sometimes we disable this because our dogs start barking when they hear the vacuum cleaning out. But this is something you can do. And then over here, you can basically have your AIVI 3D. You can enable or disable that as well. So a lot of options when it comes to your cleaning and how you can personalize that experience. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.